Hey guys, welcome back. Today I am caking a Notorious O.N.E cake themed after the famous Biggie Smalls, the Notorious B.I.G. So here we go. I'm starting with the crown because I need it to dry in time to top the cake. So I started this about maybe 2 days before the final cake was done. This is fondant that I've dyed a pale pink, Lord Jesus, a pale yellow, and I have mixed so much CMC powder in it that it definitely didn't take 2 days for it to dry, but that's neither here nor there. You can also use gum paste for this as well, and I am trying to model it after the famous crown that Biggie Smalls wore. Now, as cakers, we know we all have to be resourceful, so I used a can of yams, which happened to be the perfect size for this crown to dry, wrapped it in some saran wrap, and there you go. Don't judge me. Now, this was a 2-tier cake, so the bottom tier was 9 inches. It was 9-inch rounds, 3 layers, and the top tier, which you'll see in a second, was 6 inches, a 6-inch round, 3-layer cake. I do often get asked what kind of buttercream I use for my cakes. It is American buttercream, and I will leave the link for that recipe here, so you guys can go check that out. It's a pretty easy recipe. Let me know what you think. I almost forgot about this. I made a little smash cake for the birthday boy. So this was a 5-inch cake, just 2 layers. It was maybe 4 inches. I don't even think it was that tall, but it was so cute. Same theme and everything. So I'm gonna start with the drips on this this cake. I used black ganache, and I will leave a link to the chocolate chips that I used below, along with my other tools and supplies. And now this is the main event for me, the gold drip. Now, if you've ever painted a gold drip cake, it takes so long, in my opinion. But through the magic of the internet, I found a gold drip recipe that was amazing for me. I'll leave that in the description box below, but it was so awesome. Look at the drips, look at the gold drips. I didn't even have to paint it. Moving on to the accents, this is the chain mold for Marvelous Molds. I like to dust it with a bit of cornstarch, just so my fondant won't stick. It works well for very detailed molds, such as this one. And I also like to just clean up the frayed edges. It makes the accent look a bit more professional. So I'm loosening it up. I like to flip it over and remove the mold from the fondant versus trying to pull the fondant out of the mold. Moving on to the letters, I found a technique that works for me when cutting out letters like this. In order to get a cleaner cut, I'll roll out my fondant to the thickness that I like, and I will let it sit out maybe for an hour or 2 so it forms like a kind of a crust over the top, and it'll get you a cleaner cut. Because if you roll out fondant fresh and try to get a sharp cut on it, you'll see like snags and tears on it. So just roll it out maybe an hour or 2 before, depending on your climate, before you are ready to cut your letters out, and you'll get a much cleaner cut. Once I finished cutting out my letters, I dry brushed them with gold luster dust. I did the chains and the crowns. And a pro tip, if your luster dust is not quite sticking to your fondant, you can steam it. Steam it a little bit and the gold luster dust will adhere better. On to the stacking of this cake. I used a cake board here just to measure out how big my top tier was, so I know where to place the straws. I use bubble tea straws. You can use wooden dowels to support the weight of the top tier, and just cut them level so that the cake isn't leaning. And then I also use a center dowel. That is for transport, so the cake won't slide during delivery, which typically it doesn't, but it's more peace of mind for me because I want the client to get a beautiful cake, you know. So you can add a bit of piping gel or water to the back of your letters to make them stick. My cake already had a bit of condensation on it since I pulled it out of the fridge, so they just stuck on their own, but be kind of careful so the gold luster dust doesn't get on the other parts of your cake. Here I'm adding the chains and making it pretty. And while you watch this, I just wanted to say thank you so much to all the viewers of this video and the subscribers of my channel. If you're new here, I drop a new cake video every Wednesday. If you have been with me since the beginning, thank you so much for your support and your love. I truly appreciate you. And hit the like button for this cute little smash cake. This was adorable. I loved it. Anyway, I'll see you guys next week. Thank you again. Bye.